we started the podcast to be, I guess, vulnerable. Try and make it a bit more normal for guys to like talk about shit. And I just feel like being like, well,
Next time you open your eyes and you'll be able to see the menu. But we clearly aren't for you because you don't get the vibe. Stick to Panda Express XX.
This is over a little bit of period of time and I've grouped them together. We've got two like sort of relationship advice from old Jake and Oddie over here. I'm going to try and get it done and I'm going to come back to you with like the therapy session. It might be a couple of weeks, maybe season 2, but I'll let you know. That's where my mindset's at and I just want to open up a little bit.
Yeah. No, I like it. Oh, yeah, it's a good quote. It's an Oddie quote. Well, slow down and look at the stars instead of slow down and smell the roses.
There we go. Yeah.
Slow down and look at the stars. You are listening to
Relatables.
Season 1.
Episode 12.
Let's go.
That's the first time I've done the number. I feel so proud of myself, eh?
Oh, no, you did good. I was like, oh, shit, I said it wrong. So he's going to say the number. Oh, well.
But welcome back, everyone. I feel like I need to like actively try not to speak fast because I had 2 scoops of pre-workout for the gym.
Yeah.
It's 500 milligrams caffeine. Then I decided to treat myself to
Wait,
a nice
500 milligrams?
of caffeine.
That's absurd. It's normally 300's a serving.
Oh.
Is yours, are you sure it's 500? That's absurd.
It's the Faction Labs one.
Yeah,
I thought it was 250 for one serve, and I had two.
Is it meant to be 2 servings? Or is it
2 scoops is like a serving, or you can have 1 scoop as a serving.
That's absurd if it's 500 milligrams.
No, that's normal.
No, it's not.
It is.
300's normal. I'm telling you. We'll look it up after.
Okay, yeah. Okay, look, I had a lot before, and then I've decided to treat myself to an iced coffee during
Yeah, okay,
during the
podcast. Bit of ASMR for you.
So, look, I think and we just listened to the sickest song.
Do Big for Your Boots.
Haven't listened to that for ages, man.
Stormzy. No, we normally like listen to a song before, and I just randomly scroll through my 2,000 songs on my like songs.
We should
land it on Stormzy.
do that
Big
again.
for Your Boots.
Never too big for you.
Okay, but
We're in the mood.
welcome back, everyone. How are you, Oddie? Let the people know how you are.
Oh, okay. No, I'm pretty good, eh? I wouldn't say there's too much to catch up on as we usually do. Just been doing the same old shit. But
That same old thing.
I just feel like that's a relatable thing. There's like
I think everyone.
us. Yeah. But you, on the other hand, Mr. Love is in the air. I hope anyway.
The love doctor.
Give me an update of
The Riz Master.
the Tinder situation where you refused to tell me off camera, and I've been just waiting.
I was like, Oddie, you gotta wait, man. Wait.
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna love this.
Okay.
Okay,
You
let's
had
go.
sex.
Let's go with. I want to actually ask you what do you remember? Where did we
Where
leave
we
off?
left-
So
where we
that's
left
because
off.
that's the last time these
So-
guys have heard as well.
The date fucked you over because she was getting her hair, but she wanted to reschedule for the week after,
Yep.
and she planned everything.
Yep.
And I can't remember what she planned, and that was it.
Yep,
And it was for yesterday from when we were
Okay.
recording
Cool.
this.
Okay. Let's go. I'll tell you the quick story, and then I'll tell you leading up to now.
Okay.
So it didn't happen yesterday.
Ooh.
That's the short story.
You cheeky devil, so it's happened before that.
I'm not done talking.
Oh!
I'm not done talking.
My brain's just ticking, man.
But so after that, so she rescheduled.
Yeah.
So she was acting all keen. So I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
And then I don't really like to text or anything. Like, I didn't want to have to like text her all week for a week.
Yeah.
And so I think we texted a little bit, and then I was like, okay, hey, it was like, you have a good week or whatever. I'll give you a call on Tuesday.
Yep.
And then we can plan for the next day, for the following day.
I like that. Cool,
Yeah.
too.
And I just thought cool because I was like, fuck it.
Fucking cold, Jake.
And
Cold.
so on Tuesday, I like kind of stressed, and so instead of calling, I just sent her her name with an exclamation mark just to get her attention.
Yeah.
And she like that was at like maybe 1, and then she replied at 4, and she was like, what'd she say? She like, I don't know if this girl is just like playing games, but so she was heaps sick and wasn't like, didn't work. And then I was like, okay, cool. I was like, okay, look, I was like, I don't know if she's making excuses or not or anything like that. We'll see what happens. So I just said, so she said she was heaps sick, and I was like, oh, look, all good. Hope you get better. Just, what did I say? I literally just was like, it's all good. Hope you get better. Like, don't worry about tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, like made it look like I didn't care.
Yeah.
So I was trying to, and then, what else did she say? She goes, oh, but I can see how I feel in the morning. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, nah. I was like, all good. Again, don't stress. I was trying to be real chill about it.
Yeah.
And so yesterday, she messaged me and she like is feeling real bad. She's like, oh, I'm still so fucked. Sending me photos of her in bed sick. And I was like, oh, fuck. Just like trying to prove it. I'm like not asking for this at all.
Yeah.
Not being a dick. Like, I'm just like, it's fine. Like if you're sick, you're sick.
Yeah.
Like don't stress. And I was gonna I was just gonna leave it.
Yeah.
I was like, the universe just doesn't want us to hang out.
Exactly.
Clearly. Or she doesn't.
We'll go with the universe.
We'll go with the universe. Make myself feel better. And but then she's like, oh look, she's like, I swear I'm usually not this painful.
It sounds like a handful.
she's like, I swear I'm not this hard to deal with ever. Like, she goes, I understand if you don't wanna. She's like, I'd still love to see you, but I understand if you don't want to.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh fuck. I was like, no, look, like, I mean, I do, but just let me know.
Yeah.
Basically, like, I was just trying to be like, I don't know.
I'm sick of these games.
See, I was just like, just let me know. And so she goes, oh, you can't do nights, can you? And I was like, oh, not usually, but I got Saturday, Sunday off.
Yeah.
And so she was like, oh, cool. She was like, I'm on call Saturday during the day, but I got the night off, and then I work Sunday. And I was like, all right, yeah, whatever. And so she was like, can you do Saturday? I was like, yeah, cool. So now it's organized for Saturday, and she's like proper, like, I don't know. This is what I was thinking to myself.
Yeah.
So this time, regardless of the excuse, like if she makes an excuse, it might happen, but regardless, like say she makes an excuse, even if it's like my mum died, I can't come.
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave it.
Yeah.
That's when I'm going to leave it.
We said that last time. But
but I know, but it was just the way she's like
went about it.
reorganizes everything, and she's like, I'll come to you because I've dogged it twice. I feel so bad.
I think her head's in the right space. It's just she's sick.
Yeah. And I was like, well, obviously she's sick. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
Like she was sending me photo proof. She was like, look, photo proof because we're being real or whatever. She's like, I swear I'm never this painful. And I was like, look, you're doing all the right things, but I still don't know if she's playing games.
Yeah,
I still don't know.
Yeah, legit.
And
so, that was not as juicy as I was hoping though.
no, but it's basically now, again, you guys have to wait for another update.
You're getting fucking... Well, you could be getting... I don't know,
And see, I don't know either.
But I feel like the amount of effort... Like, why would you bother if you're not going to hang out? I feel like
Exactly,
her
like-
attentions are in the right place.
Yeah, like I'm putting in now minimal effort and
Yeah.
she's organizing it.
You're in there, yeah,
like,
right.
but I went with the like, okay, cool. Like if you're coming to me, let me organize the food. All good, yada, yada. I'll just tell you where to meet me.
Yeah.
Like because
Way
she
easier.
lives like 40 minutes away.
Yeah, okay.
And but look, who knows, guys? Maybe I'll come on next week and I will have been on a date. Maybe I won't. And let's go with look, oh, man. What are the chances of her having an excuse that's so good again that I just have to let her reschedule?
Yeah, legit, eh? Like, she's definitely got a dog and something's going to happen to her.
But look,
Picture of the dog at the vet.
I know. Like, let's say she has a dog and her dog's dead. She can't come. And I'm just going to say, very sorry for your loss. But, look.
You're still two strangers at this point.
Exactly.
There's like a line.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just think it's so funny. Like, man, I doubt she'll hear this. And I thought about not talking about it just
Yeah.
in case we went on the date.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I care. Like, I've kind of thought, we started the podcast to be, I guess, vulnerable. Try and make it a bit more normal for guys to, like, talk about shit. And I just feel like being like, well, why not just talk about
Well,
my
it is
love
like an
life?
insight to like we would be having this like you
You and I would literally be talking about this.
we would have talked about this in the gym this morning.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
otherwise.
I would tell any friend.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
It's the same thing. It's just
Yeah.
other people are listening, which I think is kind of cool because
and it's a funny story.
it's also like girls get to see like we freak out too. Like
Man,
what's
freak out.
overthink it as well, and it's quite funny. I don't know.
Yeah. So,
But
so that's the update though. So basically, maybe everyone send me shit in like
what you should do.
what I should do, but by the time you guys hear this, I may have been on a date already.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Well, I reckon her intentions are in the right place.
And okay. So if she has another excuse, regardless of how good it is, I'm going to say, look, that's all good. like no hard feelings, but I think the universe just doesn't want us to see each other.
Okay. Well, keep us updated anyway.
I'll keep you
and
guys
let us know how it goes.
in the updates.
All right. Well, that wasn't as fuck. I thought it was going to be way more exciting.
I'm sorry. I was I thought it would have been juicy, but
Oh shit.
look, no. Well, it's not. It's interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Well,
Everyone's now learning about my love life.
Yeah.
Hold up. You can cut this out if you want.
Okay.
Have you been on a date yet?
No.
No?
No.
Man, are you happy to? We don't have to name any names.
Nah, that one's
No?
kind of too close to.
Ugh.
Oh, that's a tricky one. I think too many people listening who look like we know do it. I think.
True.
I'll tell you after. I
True,
get
true,
like
true.
kind of like I just left it.
Oh,
I can leave that bit in. It's just annoying, and I don't have the time or effort to
that's cool.
deal
yeah.
with that shit.
No, that's fair. Yeah, tell me after. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, sorry guys, I shouldn't have brought it up. Now you guys are probably like, oh, Oddie's on one too. But
We're putting ourselves out there, trying to get vulnerable, and it's not working.
it isn't.
No.
All these like
I'm trying
we've tried different tactics. We've tried nice guy. We've tried being a douche. That shit doesn't. None of it works.
I'm trying just getting vulnerable and to open up to someone, but
Oh
no one wants it.
man, I saw a thing because you know how Pete Davidson gets all these just
Stunners.
insane
Yeah.
women. There's he's in a movie called I don't remember what it's called. I've watched it though, and in the movie he's like the friend of this younger guy, and the younger guy's talking about a girl he likes, and he's going, "This is how you get her."
Yeah.
He's like, and then so the TikTok I was watching was like, "This is how Pete Davidson obviously gets his girls."
Yeah.
But he goes, "This is how you get her." So you get her number, and you call her, and the guy's like, "You don't text her." He's like, "No, you call her.
Yeah.
You call her all the time, ask her how she's going. You figure out stuff she likes, like her favorite Starbucks drink, her favorite coffee, this, that. You get her one. You give her all this attention. And then once she starts giving you the attention back, you slowly dial it back until this, and then you ghost.
Oh.
And then you drives her nuts.
Oh.
And then in the movie, this Pete Davidson has a girlfriend. He's saying it in front of her, and he's like, "Come on, man." She's like, "Come on, like, don't do that. What? Maybe the girl just liking for him." And he's like, "Oh." And then Pete goes, "Well, you tell me this doesn't work." And she's like, "Yes, it will definitely work.
Yeah.
But
toxic as
you're a
fuck.
douchebag."
Yeah, legit.
And yes, it's a movie, but look, I'm pretty sure that would work.
That would probably work. But I don't know. It's just too much layers to it, and I'm sick of it in all
Yeah.
honesty.
So it's like, oh, you got to. It's honestly, it's work.
It's work. It is work. It's just like grinding down like levels to it and
Yeah.
it's just too much and it hurts my brain.
It's work.
Yeah, it is work. Ah.
But so that's the update, and you have nothing to add to update, no?
No, I reckon that's good. You want to jump
Pretty
into it?
chill week. Yeah, I think I'm good. Right, I've got a bit of a pretty funny thing. So there's a restaurant around our area
Yeah.
that's made the news.
Really?
Yeah. So look, I'm not gonna name like the restaurant or anything like that, just because like it is closed down.
Okay.
And
Bit of a news update with JK.
yeah, a bit of a news update. But so this restaurant has made our local news basically.
Okay.
I think, but was it local or I think it was just local news.
Okay.
But and they made the news because so they closed down and they'd had a couple Google reviews.
Yeah.
And so people had left reviews that were, I guess, kind of bad. But then for a while they didn't reply to them. But then when they closed down because they couldn't tarnish their reputation anymore, they've gone and replied to the reviews.
Really?
They've gone and replied to them.
Petty.
And like, dude.
Do you have the reviews?
Yeah, I'll read the bad. I've got 2 reviews and 2 replies.
Okay.
I'll read the bad review and then the reply to it.
Yeah.
To each one. So the review is
Wait. This is like a what kind of? It's like a same hospitality place you work in, like kind of similar vibe to that. Like what kind of shop it is? Like you go there for dinner.
it's a
bar.
restaurant. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like you go there for dinner. Cocktails. Yeah, it's just like a restaurant.
Yeah.
around
just any normal one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is people leaving reviews and then the people replying to the reviews.
Okay. It's funny and petty.
all right. They go. Oh no. So first one's 2 stars.
Okay.
This place was so dark and we could not really see the menu without a torch. The food was disappointing. The salmon came with some Asian dumpling and noodles in a kind of soy sauce, and this combination was a disaster. The service was good. It's overpriced for that kind of food quality. And so then they replied, I think their name on Google was Panda.
Yeah.
They replied, "Hi Panda.
You're a disaster.
What?
It's called dashi broth, and we put our twist on it with different flavors. It is not dumplings in soy sauce. How embarrassing for you, especially given that you're a panda. Next time you open your eyes and you'll be able to see the menu. But we clearly aren't for you because you don't get the vibe. Stick to Panda Express XX.
What the fuck?
Bro, that's fucking...
Isn't the one rule of hospitality the customer's always right?
Yes, that is the one rule of hospitality is the customer's always right. If they're being like super...
That's fair. That's just their opinion.
Yeah, like this is just their opinion. Everyone's entitled to it.
Yeah.
Like I've never been one to leave a review.
No.
And like if a place is good, I feel like it's nice to leave a good review. I've never done it, but it is good to leave good reviews, like knowing that what it does for the company.
Yeah, we know that from the potty, like leaving.
Yeah, exactly.
It does a lot that you don't know.
It does do a lot that you don't know. It pushes it. And I've never working in hospitality, I've never understood the bad review thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like people leaving a bad review. I would understand if it was like, yes, the staff actually were super rude and like the food was actually like inedible. But if it's edible and the staff are like really nice, just, I don't know, and you didn't like it, just don't go back.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So you don't have to write a spiteful review.
You don't have to write a spiteful review, but I just think it's funny that the reply they gave.
Yeah. What's the other one? Here's the other one.
So this one's the 3-star review.
Yeah.
Okay. They said, do not bother. Overpriced and underwhelming. Friendly staff but slow service. Venue dark and noisy with low ceilings, dark furnishings and very dim lighting. We had to use our phones to read the menu. Menu looked good, but the meals were disappointing. I ordered the Polynesian ceviche as an entree, which was quite bland. Then the pumpkin ravioli in gorgonzola sauce. This dish was virtually cold, and if there was any cheese in there, I couldn't taste it. My partner had oysters at $5 each, which were very small, and his shoulder of lamb main was smaller than my palm. Drinks menu was reasonable, even though our group picked two of the Shiraz on offer, only to be told they were out of stock. Cocktails were good, was excited for this, but ended up very disappointed.
Well, here we go.
And
here we go.
The reply.
Fuck, it's going to be...
People shouldn't bother with you or how exhausting you are. The venue was not designed for stale, musty people. What? So you made the mistake of disgracing us with your prevalence. If you couldn't read the menu, we would suggest getting your eyes checked. The lamb was not smaller than your palm. You either have obese palms or you're lying. Stop lying and taking out your sad life angries on a business that's doing its best to survive. Oh my God, imagine a business being out of stock at the moment. Wake the F up, do your research, and have a look at what's happening in the world. You're embarrassing, tragic, and need to wake up to yourself. We are embarrassed by you.
Oh my God.
Dude.
That's like making me cringe.
That's insane.
That's absurd.
Insane.
What's the what was the basis behind the news? Like, what they say on the news about it? Like, it's just
the news was like the name of the restaurant such and such like closed down, and then it just said something about hilarious replies to reviews.
Yeah,
like
okay.
it was funny.
Yeah, okay.
And
do you reckon whoever's done that is having a giggle doing it, or they're like actually angry?
100% like probably angry, but just doing it out of spite.
Yeah,
it's a spiteful reply. You really don't need
you could just let it.
They let them get to him.
Yeah, 100%.
You know.
Yeah.
And man, I just thought it was so funny.
That
and
is...
just like everyone around the area knows about it.
Oh yeah,
it's insane. It made the news, man.
That is rough. Silly.
The thing about hospitality is
I'm so glad I've never worked in it.
Anyone that's the bad bits about it. Yeah. I actually like it. Yeah. I do like hospitality, but okay. The thing I tell people is if you haven't worked in it and you come into it, I always say to people, the first thing you're going to find out is you're going to figure out the definition of entitled and
you've said this
conceited.
Before. Yeah.
The two words it's conceited and entitled are the two words you are going to know the definition of.
Yeah, okay.
It's crazy the shit that people like, and you can tell when someone's worked in hospitality because they're a really good customer, or you can tell when people haven't.
Yeah, legit.
It's crazy.
I would be horrible. I don't have the tolerance to deal with that kind of shit. I'm too blunt. Like I don't have like, I'll just be like, after like one or two incidents, I would be like, nah, this is it. I'll tell you how it is.
It's funny, like a lot of people, I think a lot of our friends would say I'm blunt. But I think the reason I'm blunt with everyone else is because at work
Takes up all your energy.
At work, I just put so much energy into being nice.
Yeah.
So outside of it, I'm just super,
Just a bitch.
flatline. Like, don't talk to me. Don't waste my fucking time.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair.
yeah. But so that's those. Reviews,
Yeah, okay, that
man.
was juicy actually. Yeah, fucking hell. All right, Jake, we're starting a little community, a little Relatables gang. Like,
Man, they're surrounding us.
yeah, we're loving every single one of you, and we've asked for it before, like send in like situations or like advice or like our opinions on anything.
In old episodes, we've done that.
Yeah,
we do it a bit. Like,
we do it a bit, and it's coming in. It's like it's trickling in, and we're loving it. And
we want you guys to like be able to have your own say in the episode.
Yeah, exactly. And so we've had this is over a little bit of period of time, and I've grouped them together. We've got two like sort of relationship advice from old Jake and Oddie over here. So they've sent in their situation and want to know our opinions. Yeah. Both of them are anonymous.
Okay.
And I'll read out the situation. We're gonna like decipher what they should do, and
we're gonna give them advice.
Yeah, give them advice. Pretty much relationship advice.
Some relationship
Relatables
advice
from us. The two guys who can't get a date.
Relatables relationship advice.
Okay.
Man, I don't know how. Like, okay, hit it.
I'm gonna read the first one. You can read the second.
Okay.
All right, here we go. I'm in a long distance relationship of 2 years. He's in Perth and I'm in Sydney. We're both finishing up university. He wants to get his PhD next, only he's unsure whether he'll stay in Perth or move to the UK to finish to do his PhD. I told him that I'm ready to move in together if he decides to stay in Perth. But he said he's not ready and doesn't know when he will be. He also says he doesn't want to get married or have kids and is unsure of what he wants for the future. I'm completely crushed. How do I decide if I should move there, live independently, and try to make the relationship work, or should I give up and try something different? I know it probably seems obvious, what I should do, but I truly believe he's the love of my life. It's difficult to imagine another person existing that is more compatible. I don't want to ruin something that is great, but I also know that I want a partner who, if marriage is not on the cards, is at least able to offer a certain level of commitment and stability. What would you do? Thank you for taking your time to read this.
Shit.
So basically, we'll run down. He's in Perth. She's in Sydney.
Yeah, so they're a fair distance at the moment. Wow, they're a flight. Like, you couldn't drive that.
No. And he's potentially going to study more either in Perth or in UK.
Yeah.
And she's kind of deciphering whether she should move to Perth independently, not like because he doesn't know what he wants, and live her own life and maybe make it work, or give up on it, I guess, because he is not going to say, come move to Perth with me and like commit to this.
Yeah,
he's kind of a bit scared.
And then she doesn't want to go to the UK if he goes to
the
UK.
I feel like if it's go to the UK, it's obviously off the cards.
It's over, yeah.
But still in Australia. But fuck, what would you do?
Poor girl, hey.
He's giving him a bit of a tough. If you're in a relationship, he's going a bit.
I kind of like feel for her. So obviously it's like a pretty easy answer from an outside perspective. Like the way she explains it, it just sounds like he's putting zero effort in and she's putting all the effort in.
Yeah.
Like she's the one willing to sacrifice things and he's not.
Exactly.
But and so she's saying like she thinks that he is the one, and like they're super compatible, this, that, the other. But the reason I like feel for her is because I guess like they've been together for 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's hard to let go, even though she probably knows what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
I kind of think she's undervaluing herself in a way.
You reckon?
Well, he's obviously not saying what he wants, and then she's saying, "I'll move there for you and change my life."
Yeah.
Whereas live independently, well, I reckon that shouldn't even be an option, really.
Nah.
If he's not saying, "Come here and we'll try and sort this out," then don't even think about doing that.
Yeah.
But would you give up on the relationship or try and just sit in the background? Because you obviously probably seen each other less than a handful of times a year, probably.
Fuck, man.
Because the flight's not that cheap.
No.
But I don't know. I would probably be more inclined to. 2 years is a long time, but if he's not unsure of what he's going to do, and
Did they say how old they were?
Nah, well, they're finishing uni, so I'd say 26.
25 or
yeah,
something
like that.
So still young.
Yeah, heaps young. I don't know.
Still
I reckon
young.
that's a tough one, though. I feel like do you believe in long distance relationships?
Nah, I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't
but
do it?
that's a personal thing.
Yeah.
You know? Like, but I also am like, you know, if you did find the right person and then they were going away for something, like, if you make it work, you can make it work. I'm like, I don't judge people for trying
I
to
just
make
think
it work.
there's got to be a certain level
It's
of
just a personal thing.
intimacy that's like that's part of a relationship. There's only like so much you can do. Like I don't know. It's just don't see the point of having a relationship.
You can only send me so many videos of you like fucking.
No, not even that. It's just you're a dirty fuck. Okay.
And I'm like not a big fan of sending dick pics.
No, I don't. Let's figure this out for her. If I'm gonna say if I was in her shoes,
Yeah.
and say my girl was living in Perth and we've been dating 2 years, and I think there was I'd just break up. I think that's the only thing.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. It's easy for you to say that because you don't have any feelings. Like you're just putting yourself in her shoes, but you can't put yourself in her shoes because you don't know how she feels towards the guy.
Would you think of your
You know
heart
what
or
I
your
mean?
brain in this situation?
Well, you kind of need to think with your brain because like you need to think about yourself.
Logically.
You know?
Yeah.
So, okay. Now, like the right answer basically is like you probably need to leave him because he's super like she wants to get married and have kids, obviously. He's saying he doesn't.
Yeah.
And she's just gonna move she would be moving there just hoping that he changes his mind.
Yeah.
And hoping that he stays.
Exactly.
Like you need to just I don't think that they're right for each other, to be honest with you.
No.
Like clearly not.
No.
Like you're just staying with him to stay with him because you want to get married and have kids one day and you hope that he like
I often think also it's obviously scary breaking up and being alone and whatnot.
yeah, man.
But establishing a new like connection with someone is so daunting and scary. Like because they're obviously any person you've been in a relationship, the connection's just like amazing.
Yeah.
And opening yourself up to that level of vulnerability and anything like that is just fucking. I don't want to do it more than like 3-4 times in my life.
Dude,
Yeah.
if I do it again, I don't want to do it again after that.
Yeah,
Are
legit.
you serious?
I've only done it, I think, once barely.
Like,
And I think that's a bit of a problem of mine. But I can understand that if you think he's the one or she's the one, that
Yeah.
like I don't want to give up on this and open myself up to another person.
yeah.
But we're gonna lock in. I'm breaking up with him.
Like, oh yeah, definitely. I'm locking in. I think you need to just break up with him, and you need to focus on yourself. And yeah,
Yeah,
for sure, you need to do what you want to do. You need to find someone that's for you. It's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair.
That's
not fair. A relationship should be 50-50, and he's
Yeah.
obviously leading the way.
Yeah,
And you're following.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, I thought that was decent advice.
Yeah, no, I think we're quite smart.
All right, you got the next one.
I'm reading one. Yeah. Alrighty, we this is our second one. This is we're in the the topic of long distance. This is another long distance one for you guys. So I don't want to fuck this up. This is long. Alrighty. I've been with my long distance boyfriend for about a year, and we've been friends for 2 years going on 3. All of the things people say about falling in love with your best friend are true in my case. He brings me comfort, security, trust, communication, and intimacy in ways I didn't know existed. We first met online, and then in person shortly after we started dating. Then in person and shortly after we started dating. While our incredible mental connection remained, some practical problems emerged. Fuck, she's a good writer. I've lived a lot of life for the average 24-year-old, whereas he has lived much less than your average 23-year-old. Our different life experiences really widen our 1-year age gap. I've lived all over the world, and he's too anxious to drive more than a couple of miles. I've had multiple careers, and he's never had a job. There are a lot more differences to be listed, and while we also do have things in common, it doesn't change this depressing sensation that comes with feeling like the more mature person in a relationship. I'm embarrassed to say I've felt this way before, if that says anything about me. We have talked about all of this, and I mean all of it, even the painful and awkward parts, all in order to push through this period of unevenness. And yet, when we talk about things like moving in together and living our lives side by side, which is the most comforting thought I can imagine, it still feels hypothetical. Any attempts I make to solidify a plan for our future just seem to dissolve. I don't want to push him. I don't want to hurt him. I want a future with the hypothetical him. I want a future with the hypothetical him he sees when he has a job, financial independence, and confidence. My therapist hints that I'm afraid to be alone. I guess that's true. But it's more so the fact that I know how rare a love like this is. I know how lucky I am to have found this incredible connection to someone, and in my life, this is the first time I've felt it. How could I leave it, especially if it could end up being just a matter of time before we can settle these differences? The truth is that yes, I am afraid to be alone, which is funny considering how long I've been so confidently alone in my life. I love how this love feels. Who wouldn't be afraid to lose it? What do you think? Can I wait out meeting the right love at the wrong time? Damn, son.
Shit.
So, they are doing long distance.
There's a lot to that.
So they're doing long distance. They've been doing long distance for a year, but they've been friends for longer than that. So they started off as good friends and then started dating.
Red flag.
Which, I don't know. I mean, I'm not like opposed to that.
That's
I
a
guess.
classic example of girl and guy can't be friends because they became.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
Girl and guy can't be
But
friends.
anyway, yeah.
I mean, look, girls and guys can be friends, but not best friends.
Yeah.
When she said they were best friends.
Yeah.
So, and they fell in love. So you.
Evidently.
But okay, so she's got a lot of life experience for a 24-year-old. She's done lots of things, and so she must have been doing shit from a young age, like 18 or something.
Yeah.
And then he hasn't done much, which is fair enough. Like he is only 23, but still, like so she's saying she feels a lot more mature than him for the 1 year age gap that they've got.
He's a bit behind.
I got to say, this guy dating an older woman, respect.
Yeah, respect. Respect. Okay.
But okay, so he's not too keen on like even leaving the house all that often. But this guy sounds like a loser. But so she's already had like cool. She's done lots of work. Just sounds like he needs to stop being a pussy. To be honest with you,
I think he's got to man up a little bit and be the man.
Yeah. Like she's already feeling resent for being like.
There's not too many issues in this. Well, she's dating the hypothetical of him becoming, say, he wants to be a chippy. He's saying, I'm going to be chippy in 4 years. I'm going to have the best job. We're going to move here and have the house and a dog.
Yeah.
And you're going to do the thing. But he's done absolutely nothing.
He's just not taking any action.
Yeah, he's just saying,
not
he's probably just saying all this shit and she's like fallen in love with him, whatever picture of his life that he's made.
Yep.
I think that happens. Have you ever like, I've liked someone on the basis of hypothetically like what I think of them when that's not actually who they are.
Dude, oh my God, I romanticize everything.
Yeah,
I've had so many crushes where I'm just like thinking about what it would be like to be with them and I just romanticize the situation and I don't even know them.
Exactly, it's absurd. I've even like looks wise in my head, like I picture them as like this angel or like fucking like just perfection and like everyone's not like perfect like that. But in my head, I've built this up for some reason, and I'm like, and then hypothetically, I get there, and I'm just like, oh fuck, I've done it again, eh?
Man,
it's silly.
That's a relatable thing.
Yeah.
I've spoken to other people who go, yeah, I do that all the time.
And then she's obviously done this with him, whatever story is told of what he wants his life to be. But they're kind of that's obviously they're opposites, and they've obviously attracted, and they probably have heaps of good morals and everything that works. Intimacy works well, good sex, whatever.
She's saying that the most comfortable thing she can imagine is living together, but why?
Yeah, he just does nothing.
Like I was telling you earlier, in this book. So the book I was talking about last week, she's talked about this chapter that I thought was quite interesting, where people move in together so quickly now because it's like a test to see if you will be good to be married. Like, can you like compatibility? And it turns out that it's way worse. Which I still like am not convinced. Like, I still think I would like to live with a girlfriend before I marry them.
Yeah.
If I get married, but also like the way apparent because in the book she's like, oh well, it's unrealistic to just be with someone, get married, and then move in together. Like, no one's gonna do that.
Yeah.
World's changed. But a good thing to do is like treat moving in together very seriously. Like, don't treat it like, oh yeah, better access to more sex or better access to just more love or cheaper rent. Like, you know, it's going to be like, oh, we'll get cheaper rent. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, don't make it just make sense. Like,
it's meant to be a romantic thing.
You need to like actually communicate about what you expect from one another when you move in together. That's what she talks about. I'm not claiming any of this because I'm not smart enough.
Yeah.
But this is what she talks about. Like, it's a serious thing. So it's like you need to be like, you know,
it's willy-nilly
talking about it.
It's heaps like, it's a tough thing to do. And it's like today's day and age has made like it makes it easy to live. It's not on the basis of like romance so much anymore and all this. And you sort of sacrifice a lot of things. Like, I don't know. I find it I haven't really had this situation like when we lived together with our other roommate. I feel like our friendships, not necessarily you and I, all sort of our friendships took a little bit of a beating because we were on top of each other so much.
Well, we just weren't like excited to see each other.
Exactly. Well, I feel like that's the same thing in a relationship. Is it though? Like, because
Yeah, I don't know.
you wake up with each other. We're saying it about you sort of had you didn't live with her, but you were with each other a fair bit.
Yeah, look, I think that I was still pretty young at that time. And when the spark goes away.
Yeah.
And so we thought that because the spark was gone, the relationship was kind of done. And which I guess isn't the case. You need to be prepared for like, I think a lot of relationships, they're going to get boring, you know? Like,
I think I figured it out maybe.
yeah.
I think, no, so at people at our age, at our age, we're changing like every day. Our person, we're learning, we're like figuring out who we want to be, what kind of person we want to be perceived as, morals, all this, that, and the other. If you're living with your missus on top of each other, you don't have that ability to develop into the person that you want to be. You sort of like get molded together as this one entity, and it doesn't work because, and then you like start fighting and shit, and you like think, why am I changing? And she doesn't like this, he doesn't like this, and it molds together, and you're just living on top of each other. Yeah. Whereas if you like leave it an extra, if you don't move in for like 3-4 years, I think rather than a year, like you've done all that time period and stuff.
I do agree with you. Yeah. I won't lie. It's all like, man, I don't know. I feel like people don't take it so seriously anymore. I was talking to a friend the other day. Hold up. First of all,
we should probably get answers.
What's her answer?
For this person. So he's
still young as.
He's hypothetical. They're very young. He's hypothetically going to be this beast, but he's right now a bit of a loser. And she's wondering whether or not she should wait out the hypothetical and see if it works out. I'm going to say that the hypothetical is always going to be in your head, and he's never going to change.
Yeah.
He's obviously going to work and find out a little bit of his life, but this thing you've built up in your head is never going to be the expectation of him.
You almost need to think about doing him a favor, because if she stays with him, then like he's always going to be like that.
I feel like he's comfortable because you do everything.
Yeah, so whereas if she was to leave him, although it's going to hurt heaps, he might kick into gear and it's going to save his life for the future. Like you'll never be with him again and you'll never be friends with him again because how could you?
Yeah.
But you'd be saving him in the sense where he's like, well, she's leaving me for this reason. That killed, that hurt. I'm not letting that happen again.
Yeah.
And you're doing yourself a favor by, you know.
You need more. You deserve more.
Yeah,
I think you deserve the person you are. So I think both of them break up, eh?
Look, probably both of them. Isn't it funny how reading it, like her writing that down, and if they were to reread that back to themselves, they're like, oh fuck, I need to break up with them.
Yeah, legit.
You know? It's not.
How many? They're about. I reckon there's so many situations where relationships are together with problems like this. Like both of them, even though they're long distance, even like people living together, and they just brush them under the carpet because.
Communication, man, it's non-existent anymore.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's like the scariest thing. I've like, I don't know. I think I just really want to be not an idiot.
So do I. I feel like I don't know. We're starting conversations around it. It's a bit tough to fucking figure it out.
Yeah, man.
I like looking, even though we don't have enough life experience to answer these questions, and definitely don't completely listen to us. But I like looking from the outside and like looking at a third perspective because when you're in it, you can't see anything. You're thinking
you're blind, and it's scary to you say all these things like I'll like I don't know, maybe you don't plan on being with someone for that long, and you're like, oh, I'll just be with them for a while to have some fun. But then it's like you're with them for a while, and then it's like kind of seems too hard to leave them.
Yeah, and
you know, so then you just stay with them, and it's like this relationship that was supposed to only last a couple months ends up lasting a couple of years, and then when you're at 30, you're like, wow, I wasted 2 years back.
Well, we see, especially with people our age, we see people become like fuck buddies, and that builds into a relationship, and that's a lot of fucking relationships, which I think is a horrible way to start.
I've been in that situation before.
That's the most. Nice. If your intentions from the start aren't like, I think going into just a first couple dates is thinking I think this could be my girlfriend eventually. Like I don't want to think I just want to smash.
Yeah, that's what you need to. Or if you do just want to smash, you've got to be honest about it from the start. Like, look, I'm just here for a quick one.
And then smashing turns into, oh, you're not too bad. Maybe we'll date.
Best fucking 30 seconds of your life, and then you can leave.
Oh, but yeah, all right. Well, that was sort of just relationship advice for the Relatables boys. If you got anything like that, send them in. We'll do our best to decipher the situation and help you out. Yeah. And we're grouping things together, and it's all coming together really nicely. Yeah. So thank you everybody for sending that in. I hope
somebody ask us how to get big in the gym. We can definitely help you.
But no, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jake. We often talk about. I think I'm not going to categorize it, but for two young males, we're semi-good at talking about our feelings.
Yeah,
and
I reckon.
Sometimes when we're not feeling the best. And we talked about depression last week. And before I jump into my little topic, a couple of people replied to you.
We were talking about. I was super intrigued of what doctors ask you when you think you're depressed.
Oh, okay. This is what
That's what people replied to.
Okay, go.
Okay, so I had one reply. I'm keeping them anonymous.
Yeah.
And so this person said, she was like, to answer your question about the antidepressant. So I was on them years ago, and it was horrible. So basically, you go to the doctor, and they give you a test, and it has questions, and you answer on a scale with more or less likely questions. I can't remember how many there were, maybe 20 to 30 questions.
Yeah.
And then with that test, they calculate your results. And if your score is high enough, they'll refer you to a psychologist. Then you go to the sessions with the psychologist. And then they said this is like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So looking back on it, they were like, this makes me really upset. This is like fucked. The way they tried to help him was like, they just went to the psychologist and she just looked at her test results and gave her an antidepressant. And
bullshit. I knew that's what they would do.
And the antidepressant just completely made it numb. She says in here, she'd rather feel something than feel nothing.
That's exactly what I thought they did. That's bullshit. Yeah.
But then, so thank you for that reply.
Yeah.
I got another one that is a person saying that same situation. They saw a psychologist and it was totally different. Oh. They actually tried to help them through it, work them out.
Yeah.
And then they diagnosed them with mild depression. And before they gave them medication, they tried to act. They went through a long process of trying to help them.
Yeah.
And then eventually they didn't need the medication.
Okay.
I think it must be different psychologists maybe put more effort in.
Yeah, some people just get some money and they're,
okay. So the first one, they went to a doctor, got given a bit of paper with questions.
Yeah.
Like, how likely are you to? How unlikely are you to? But then this other person got like way better treatment.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it does pay dividends in... I'm like trying to figure out who's the best person to go to.
So maybe, you see one. If you're not totally happy, go see another one.
Read those Google reviews, eh? But going back to what I was saying at the start, one of our good friends, I think he's okay to talk about it, was telling me how he went to go to see a therapist. And
what?
He kind of he's doing all right, but he's like just trying to figure out like his pathway through life.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to change the tide of going to... do you think it's uncommon for someone to go see a therapist? He's the first person who's told me he's done it. I know of two. And he's open to talk about it. That's why I think it's like good to talk about. And he kind of inspired me in a way. Elaborate after.
Look, I don't think it's common at all.
No.
To answer your question, I've been a couple of times, but never regularly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, a lot of people have their own problems, obviously, evidently. And mine, I'm good. I can happily admit, like, I'm happy in life. I get by, fine. Money's not an issue, blah, blah, blah. I got a roof over my head, healthy, fit. And on a piece of paper, I look really good. Yeah. But I'm trying to figure out, like, how life... I want my life to look and how to figure out how I'm feeling and, like, how I'm going to develop as a person. And in a way, I haven't done everything, evidently, but I've done enough where I'm stuck a little bit and I'm tired of trying to figure out things myself.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about going to see a therapist and just have a conversation of trying to figure out how I'm feeling, even though I'm good, which is a very uncommon thing to do, I think. And just he or she can put all my thoughts that I don't know how to make. And they know how the brain chemistry works and everything. Yeah. And they can kind of give me like we were saying with those stories before, a perspective looking out inside. Because I'm just stuck in my own head too much. And I think that's a relatable thing with everyone where they get stuck in your head and I'm good. And I just want answers from someone else. And I'm just going to I might not necessarily agree with him or she, the therapist. But I just want an outside perspective to try and like better get me to my goals of figuring out life, what it's worth. Like we asked Dad, have you figured out life? Yeah. And I just want someone with some kind of like science backing it in a way.
The good thing about going to see someone is they'll probably know how to ask the right questions.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so if you were to talk to me or a friend about it, we wouldn't know how to ask the right questions.
Yeah, and it's also an outlet. And he said that when he went, he's like, I'm learning things about myself that I didn't even know. And I'm just like...
Damn, I want to know who it is. Don't say it on here.
Yeah, no, I won't, for sure. But he was talking to me openly about it. Props to him. And he's sort of inspired me.
I
And-
definitely know who it is, though. I'll ask you. I definitely know who
Yeah,
it is.
okay.
I'll ask you after.
And the one thing, that it's expensive. That's the shittest thing about
Dude,
society.
it is so expensive.
So I found out if I go to a doctor and then get referred, and then Medicare subsidizes it, but it's still like $200.
It's crazy, eh?
Yeah, for a young person who makes like that's like a 4/5 of your wage a week or whatever. That's absurd if you want to go to see one of them a week.
Wonder why it's so expensive.
Yeah, but I was thinking, do you reckon that's a good? Do you reckon it's a good? Do you reckon they have the qualification? They obviously do, but do you reckon it's worth going to see that? Even though I'm good, I don't need help.
It's probably a good investment to do for a while.
That's what I was thinking. Well, often I value my mental and physical state a lot more than the money in my bank account, and I'll happily spend $200 on figure out my brain. Like maybe I do it once a month, but mainly, do you think more people get stuck in that hustle of making money and then they don't put enough time aside to firstly work on their physical state, but then secondly work on their mental state?
Yeah, that's a rhetorical question. That's a yes.
But why is society like that? I fucking hate it.
I don't know. Everyone cares about how many freaking little numbers they have in their bank. Like,
Yeah, back to my poem. But
yeah, man. It's I was talking to someone at work about last night. It really has been. It just wigs me out. Like we spoke about it last week. Like we just have this app on our phones with our bank, like the company that we've chosen to put our names in, and like when I log in, it just shows me an amount of numbers that I have that is in my name, and I can send you some of my numbers.
Yeah.
If you want me to.
yeah,
Like if I want to send you my numbers, I can send you them.
yeah,
But then I have less numbers.
yeah, exactly.
And it just really, really weaks me. I guess it's like a way for society to run. Like it does run society.
But I've been like with heaps of these. It pisses me off in a way. I think I don't understand when someone decided that everyone should work 5 days a week, if not more.
Oh, you know, there's a thing. A guy did decide it.
And yeah, obviously someone decided it, and then everyone just
Yeah.
jumped on the fucking bench. Like it was just a decision made by someone. And
Yeah,
it's
it was 5 days a week, 8 hours a day.
And then everyone jumped on the bandwagon and said, this is the way to do it. When it's fucking not. I 100% disagree with that because it takes away, once you start working that much, I don't know, fucking get through life, blah, 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 blah. You're soft body, da, 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 da. I've copped that heaps.
Yeah.
It takes away your soul, your personality, everything that makes you working that much.
Yeah.
Honestly, and it pisses me off. And then you find an outlet that is unhealthy. Drinking, drugs. That's why.
Yeah.
And then doing all these stupid things you don't need to do if you didn't work so much because you turn to this as an outlet because life's so hard because you work so much. And I fucking hate it, eh? Because we work with people, all our friends are tradie and they go, oh, 2 days to the weekend. 1 day to the weekend.
Yeah.
Whereas-
I'm not a big fan of looking forward to the weekend.
Nah, it's just there's a point in your life where you've just got to it's got to be a shift at one point when those depressive rates rise to an extreme amount because of the lifestyle. When the alcoholic rate gets way too much and drugs and deaths and blah. There's going to be a shift, and I'm just waiting for it.
I think I'm at a point now, like I do agree with you, but I'm also at a point where I just like can't be bothered to spend that much time thinking about it, if that makes sense. So it's like I would just rather I'm trying to think. So I'm about to, I guess you could say, rejoin the rat race. And I'm really not unhappy about it, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I also in my head do think it's not going to be permanent. Like it's permanent for a while, but like I'm not going to do it forever, ever.
Yeah.
It's probably not a great way to think, but also like, fuck, I don't know. I feel like I'm busy, and me as a person, I find it's like I must enjoy being busy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like we talk about slowing down and smelling the roses, but like whenever I do that, I feel guilty. So I've kind of just come to accept that it's like I just need to be busy to be happy. I think that's I've just like really recently, honestly, come to terms with
the
that.
end goal is obviously everyone in the rat race who has my mindset, I guess, is saying I need to have this amount of money and then I'm sorted.
Yeah, I don't think of it like that though.
Yeah, everyone who's working is working for amount. There's no other reason you go to work than other than make money. Whereas I'm trying to make that kind of money without fucking not working 50 years of my life.
I know, yeah.
And doing that. And it's just, I don't know, at school, they should teach you how to run a successful business, how to be self-dependent, how to fucking do all that shit by yourself and not rely so much. And I know there's a great thing about stability, work, blah, 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 sick days, da, 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 da. And yeah, I don't know. It's just a tough thing on my mind. And I've been battling with it for probably the past year and a half. Because like I said, I would way prefer to go and work on my health and my mind than go to work like in a couple extra hours a week.
Oh, definitely, man.
And I'm thinking I wouldn't mind talking to a therapist about it and just saying like, here's everything that's in my mind. I'm trying to make sense of it.
Yep.
And it's not working. Or it's sort of working. I'm doing pretty well. But I need an extra bit of someone helping outside to look in and really help me make it all work. Make it all, get a better understanding of myself. And then hopefully at the end of it, like, I don't know. Because I'm obviously not. I'm stuck in a little element. I'm stuck here. And I'm just
everyone. People that go see therapists as well, they always keep it quite private.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you'd be open to talking about?
Oh yeah, I'm
like
fine.
So let's just say you go, and then would you be open to maybe telling like, let's say you have a therapy session on a Wednesday and we record on a Thursday. Do you reckon you'd be like keen to be like, oh, so we talked about this. This was their answers. This is how I feel about it. La la la. Or do you reckon it would be personal? Like, do you want it to be a personal thing?
No, I'm pretty open to talk about it. My whole thing is I want to get better at being vulnerable.
Yep.
Because one of my problems is I'm a bit locked up like a little box.
Okay. Cool.
And
cool.
I think that's also I'll talk to them about that. I'm open to being vulnerable and having a conversation around what they make me feel, how I feel about it, and opening everything up. And hopefully I come through with it because. Or other than it being expensive, but this good friend of ours kind of inspired me. I'm going to ask him, I'm probably going to go to a doctor and just be like, this was what's it. I want cheaper fucking therapy.
Yeah.
Can you give me that, please?
Yeah.
Because I'm 20, I don't have that much money.
Yeah, like just explain to him that like, look, just be like, I guess you could be honest and be like, I wouldn't say I need it, but I want it. I want to experience it, but I can't afford it,
Because
man.
also heaps of rich people with absurd amount of money, they say the therapist is the best thing they've ever done.
Oh, yeah.
And they talk to them twice a week because it makes them figure out themselves better and their goals and everything.
I think a lot of people do go see a therapist even just to catch up.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like,
And I feel like they listen in a different way, and like they're trained. Well, they're obviously trained, but they're trained in a way to like get the most out of you. In a certain
exactly,
sense.
they know what questions to ask.
Yeah, exactly.
And like we wouldn't have a clue what questions to ask, and
I just want to experience it once and see how they listen to me and like.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting.
Yeah.
And also, I think you need to be prepared to be in it for a while, like be in it for the long run, do it for the right reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Be prepared to get vulnerable with someone.
And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get better at my vulnerability, and my thing is always I'm trying to improve as a person every single day. If not, that's the main thing I want to get out of life. To be that 1% better. But that's my dilemma at the moment. And
Okay.
I'm hoping that I'm going to try and come through with, I'm not going to say I'm going to 100% do it, but I'm going to try and figure it all out, find some time, find some money, and just go do it and spend a couple of hours trying to better my mindset, I guess.
Look, it's not a bad idea. You know what another thing is I think a lot of people get addicted to, stress actually releases a dopamine. So people can get addicted to stress.
Yeah, right.
You know, does that make sense? Like, so when you're stressed and busy,
the hustle of it all,
and then like, say someone finally goes, "No, I've had enough," and quits their job, they get depressed after the fact.
Yeah,
you know, so it's like, fuck, it's a hard balance to try and like thinking about this now. Okay, I'm gonna start working full time, again, like very soon, and so I'm gonna be doing that. The podcast, and then also it's like I would like to have some sort of a social life. Go to the gym. I have to do like I'm just thinking about it now. I'm like, fuck. There's not gonna be much time in my days.
Yeah,
you know. But like, I don't know if there's any. I'm up in the air if there's anything wrong with that or not.
I get what you're saying, because
you know,
when you work full time, like you don't have time to think about yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes that isn't bad.
Yeah, I don't know if it's good or bad. It's wigging me out now because, you know, like yesterday, so last week you wrote your thing.
Yeah.
And then you texted me last night, like saying, "How have you got it?" And I was like, fuck, I forgot.
Yeah.
And it's literally because I've been like, I think today's day 7 of an 8-day in a row working streak. So I've been doing that. So my mind's been on that. We've been designing and I've been putting together the new studio.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that. And then I've been trying to go to the gym. I've got family here from Canada that I've been trying to see them. So I just completely forgot about it.
It's life.
And I was like, fuck, man.
It's just fucking, I hate trying to figure out life, man. It's too hard.
I know. I know.
I'm just, yeah. I hopefully the good thing about this is eventually, like, I feel like we can remember these things even more because they're recorded.
Yeah.
But like when we're 50 and our kids or whatever ask us, who figured out life? Like episode 12 of Relatables.
You can go watch the moment we figured that shit out. Oi.
I'll hopefully, okay, I'm going to try and get it done and I'm going to come back to you with like the therapy session. It might be a couple of weeks, maybe season 2, but I'll let you know. That's where my mindset's at and I just want to open up a little bit.
Yeah. No, I like it. Okay, let's finish everyone off. Let's when we're actually saying let's finish everyone off. That sounds kind of fucked. But here's with a quote.
Yeah, I was going to make a joke, but I won't. Okay. This one's simple. Stars can't shine without darkness.
It's a good point.
It's goodness. It's goodness. It's great. It's goodness. It's goodness. Darkness, goodness. So,
what does it mean?
I'm going to interpret that.
Yeah, how are we interpreting this?
That like a star is a beautiful thing and like sort of an achievement, I guess.
Okay.
And those achievements aren't worth anything without coming from some kind of badness, bad situation, or some bad time or darkness or a time that was tough. Yeah,
I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say I feel like the star is like you or me, and it's like basically we won't be able to shine without going through some sort of hardship or like, you know, maybe grinding on the potty, having no listeners for a really long time and then coming out on top. And it's like you got to go through that to actually like be able to shine.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You can't just immediately shine.
100%. Oh, 100%. And I'm going to leave it on one more thing. I think we don't look at the stars enough.
Dude.
They're beautiful. We live in a place where there's just not enough light pollution that it looks beautiful still, I think.
We do, yeah. But, dude, there's
still there's way better places in Australia. But if anywhere you're listening to this, whatever day you're listening to this, tonight before you go to bed, just walk outside for a minute or two and look up and be in your own thoughts, get out of the rat race and just think about it and think how fucking pretty those stars are. Because, man, you can get lost in them, especially it's full moon right now when we're recording this. It's fucking amazing sometimes. You just don't appreciate nature and just the universe and everything like that. You just got to slow down and look at the stars.
Yeah, man. Fuck. Oh, yeah, it's a good quote. It's an Audi quote. What? Slow down and look at the stars instead of slow down and smell the roses.
There we go. Yeah.
Slow down and look at the stars.
Fucking oath.
Everybody, give us a review.
5-star that bitch.
It has to be 5 stars. If you don't think it's 5 stars, fuck you.
No.
And
calm down, man. We just came from a really good place.
Recommend us to some friends. You know, it's just be like, look, these two guys really like talking about their feelings, and I'll go one further. Super
recommend us to all your hot mums.
We'll recommend us
to all your hot mums, and we'll leave it at that. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
See ya.